So here's the thing. I totally understand that for some things you do need an extra added amount of support because it's not that you're unsure that you can't do something or that you're necessarily afraid to do something. It's just when you have permission, right, to do a thing that might just be going against the grain of what's normal, of what's socially acceptable, you need just a little added bit of support. So in the conversation today, and this is, we're going to be here for a good time, not a long time. So plug in, strap in, whatever you need to do. But in this particular conversation, we're going to specifically talk about you have permission to unsubscribe. Whatever doesn't work for you, whatever you find goes against your own body's nervous system, you get to unsubscribe. You do not have to just agree and accept it because it is the standard or it is the norm. You get to say that I understand that this may be the reality for someone else. I accept that this is what someone else has agreed that works for them. And also, I have decided that this will not, cannot, and does not work for me. And that is okay. Because here's the thing, sometimes what you know can actually hurt you. Sometimes having more knowledge about a thing, it causes you to not go after something or to try the new thing or to attempt to accept an opportunity because you feel that it's not possible. So I told you we're gonna talk about that permission to unsubscribe, because the old saying of the more you know, the more you grow isn't always true. Knowledge only counts when you apply it. You can know how to do a thing all day long, but if you never actually apply what it is that you know, or if you never actually decide that I should not apply what it is that I know in this sense, because it goes against either A, what my gut is telling me, or B, it goes against my very real belief and trust in my present and future self, that's when you going with what you know and having more knowledge about a thing really is a detractor to either your success or the level of growth that you want to achieve. And it's so funny, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, a trusted friend, super brilliant, phenomenal human. And he was trying his best to get me to subscribe to the belief that in order to build the level of wealth, the level of impact that I wanted to build, that I had to work hard. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I will have to put in work. And also, I am of the belief that working smart and operating in excellence allows me to collapse time through the leveraging of really powerful relationships. So what by myself would take me 5 to 7 years, because I have grown really, really good at leveraging my relationships, can take me 1 to 2. So in the words of Danielle Leslie, it helps me to collapse time. So for me, I would not subscribe to his very real reality. He was not speaking fallacy. Nothing about what he said was a lie. Because for him, in his reality and in his experiences, the only way to grow was to work really, really hard. And I decided a really long time ago that that does not feel good to my nervous system. I don't enjoy the journey when I have to work so hard under such strenuous conditions. And if I hate the journey, I will despise the destination, because how it feels when I'm in it is going to be magnified once I reach whatever it is, whatever place I'm looking to reach. So for me, I gave myself permission in that moment. I was gracious. I heard him out. I accepted that for him, this was the reality. And I also decided that for me, I'm going to take a different route. You can get to 4 by not only adding 2 plus 2, but you can also add 3 plus 1. You can add 4 plus 0, and still get to 4. There are multiple ways to get to whatever it is that you want. I used to tell my mom when I first became an entrepreneur that plan B is to make plan A work, even if I have to take avenue C. That I was so committed to my belief and in my trust and my faith in myself that I was going to create whatever it is that I envisioned, even if it meant I had to take an alternative route to get there. And I get it. That is scary. That literally is terrifying. However, if you can commit to your faith, your belief, and your trust in yourself that says, I understand that how I'm doing it might be different. I understand that others might not understand the path that I'm taking. And I also understand that it has to feel good to my nervous system so I can decide to do it a different way. You do not have to simply subscribe to a belief because it is what the general public does. Be clear on this. When your thoughts and your belief systems cause you to stay in patterns that don't feel good to you, that won't lead to the lifestyle that you want to live, that won't allow the level of growth that you are looking for, and that won't allow you to feel how you want to feel in your life, you can unsubscribe. You do not have to accept that. You get to outgrow yourself. You get to outgrow old systems and old patterns. This is your permission slip. If you were looking for one, if you didn't even know you needed one, this is it. This is your permission slip to unsubscribe from what no longer serves you. Even if it's your own BS that no longer serves you. You get to decide that this is something that cannot continue to go with me on this part of my journey. It is absolutely and completely okay to free yourself to be able to grow. Because with that freedom, you find some of the greatest impact because you start to learn your way, how you do it, what works for you, what allows you to build teams that help you to delegate, that allows you to be able to bring in really good energies and really talented folks that help you to scale the vision that you have in your mind. But you will have to first unsubscribe from the ideologies, from the methodologies, from your own thoughts and belief systems that do not and cannot work for you. I don't care what it looks like on the outside and what everyone else is doing. That's none of your business. Mind your business, because what you focus on is what magnifies. And whatever you are looking for, you will find more of. So if you believe that hard work is the only way to get it, then you will find yourself having to work much harder. If you believe that you cannot have certain things, you will find yourself being placed in positions to where you will not have what you need. When you get a car, no matter what color that car is, as you're starting to drive wherever you're going, you will start to see that car more and more. Why? Because it has now been brought into focus for you. So I am going to challenge you, because I always have a challenge. I am going to challenge you to do this for me. Make a list of 3 thoughts, ideals, processes, belief systems that you know no longer work for you, or that you know you don't necessarily like. Even if it is currently working, but you don't like the way it feels for you, make a list of them, okay? And now, once you've made that list, I want you to identify what it is about those things that does not work for you. Just identify, even if it's just one thing about each of them that don't work for you, identify what it is about them that does not work for you. And then I want you to choose an opposite feeling, an opposite action, or an opposite process. I want you to choose an opposite one. And I want you to just to start for one day, every single time you start to defer to what you would normally do, I want you to course correct. Don't be harsh with yourself. We're giving ourselves grace. Say thank you to yourself for acknowledging that what had worked in the past will no longer work now. And then I want you to intentionally perform whatever that new action, feeling, or process is. Do it for a day, just for one day. Do that for a day. And then I want you to, after you've done it successfully for a day, do it for 2 days. I know we're about to get really challenging here. Try it for 3 days. And I want you to keep adding just one day. We're not saying do it for a week, do it for a month, 21 days, and you've changed your habit. I'm not saying that. I want you to focus only on each day. Try it one day at a time. Sometimes you'll be perfect. Sometimes you'll make mistakes. Sometimes it'll be a little of both. And I want you to give yourself grace each time and tell yourself thank you. Because you are giving yourself permission to unsubscribe from what does not work for you, from what will not be able to continue and go and grow with you in this next phase and stage of your life. And I want you to always tell yourself thank you every single time, because you don't have to change. You do not have to change, but you are committing to changing to what feels better for you, and that alone should be celebrated. So I want you to check in with me. Send me a DM. Let me know in the community. If you are not a part of the Got Value Nation community, go ahead and join now. It is completely free, but we are doing some phenomenal things inside of that community, and I want you to be a part of it. Because listen, we are creating the realities that work for us. We are deciding what is better for us. It is super subjective, and that is okay. This is your permission to unsubscribe. We're unsubscribing from whatever does not work for us, whatever cannot go to this next level, phase, and stage of our lives. And we are going to not only accept the new and the better, but we're going to honor the fact that we are willing to go after it. So this is a real quick nip. I told you we were going to be here for a good time, not a long time, and I cannot wait to see you soon. Don't forget, join the community, gotvaluenation.com. See you soon. Bye. Thank you for joining us on the Got Value podcast. Remember, there is true value in purpose, and the greatest discovery of your life will be exactly what yours is. Stay connected with us at gotvaluenation.com.